Hi, my name is Emmanuel Liu, currently a student of Inti University, pursuing Bachelor of Computer Science. Today, I'll be presenting about MedixSys ASP, the cybersecurity wake-up call. MedixSys Solutions, based in Singapore, provides electronic health record systems to over 40 clinics and hospitals across Southeast Asia. But in February 2025, a cyber attack exploited a zero-day flaw in MedixSys's firewall. Attackers gained admin access and extracted patient data. Over 55,000 patient records from 17 clinics were compromised. Although encrypted, weak key management made the data accessible. The hackers leaked samples on the dark web and demanded ransom in Bitcoin. Investigations exposed critical security failures: no security operations center, no CISO, poor patch management, lack of real-time monitoring, and vague service agreements that left clients unprotected. The fallout was severe. MedixSys faced a $1.5 million fine, lost major clients, and was branded in the media as unsafe. Clinics were forced back to manual record-keeping, disrupting patient care and eroding trust. This breach is a wake-up call. Healthcare providers must prioritize stronger governance, continuous monitoring, and clear accountability to safeguard sensitive health data and restore confidence in digital healthcare systems. The MedixSys breach serves as a critical reminder of the growing risks in digital healthcare. As a provider of cloud-based electronic health records to more than 40 clinics across Southeast Asia, the company became a prime target for attackers. This incident demonstrates how even established providers can suffer severe consequences if basic cybersecurity measures are overlooked. The first and most fundamental issue was weak security governance. MedixSys lacked both a chief information security officer and a formal security operations center. This meant there was no central authority monitoring risks or enforcing security policies. Without clear leadership or accountability, the company had no structured way to respond to threats, leaving its systems vulnerable and unprepared for a large-scale attack. The second major risk was poor patch management. Despite repeated vendor alerts, MedixSys failed to patch a known vulnerability in its firewall plugin for more than 5 months. This oversight left an open door for attackers, who quickly exploited the weakness. Patch management may seem routine, but in reality, delays in updates are one of the most common causes of major breaches worldwide. The third issue was improper key management. While patient data was encrypted, the encryption keys were stored on the same server as the data itself. This practice completely undermines encryption, because once attackers gained access to the server, they also obtained the keys needed to unlock the data. In cybersecurity, encryption is only as strong as the way its keys are protected, and in this case, the safeguards were dangerously inadequate. Another critical gap was the lack of real-time monitoring. MedixSys had no security information and event management system, and no intrusion detection tools. This meant the breach went undetected for 9 days, an eternity in cybersecurity. During this time, attackers were free to move through the network, extract data, and leak samples onto the dark web. Without monitoring, the company had no visibility into the attack until it was far too late. Finally, the service-level agreement between MedixSys and its clients lacked clear responsibilities. It did not define breach response times, data notification requirements, or liability in the event of an incident. In practice, this meant that when the breach occurred, clients were uncertain about what to expect, who was accountable, and how quickly they would be informed. This ambiguity damaged client trust and left MedixSys exposed legally and financially. The consequences of these risks were severe. MedixSys was fined $1.5 million under Malaysia's data protection regulations, several major clients cancelled or suspended their contracts, and the company's reputation was tarnished across regional media. Clinics were forced to return temporarily to manual record-keeping, delaying patient care and eroding public confidence in digital healthcare. The breach showed how a combination of small weaknesses can add up to massive real-world damage. The MedixSys case is a wake-up call for all healthcare technology providers. Strong governance, disciplined patching, secure key management, continuous monitoring, and clear accountability are not optional. They are essential to protect sensitive health data and maintain the trust of patients and providers alike. Now, let's turn our attention to security policies, goals and physical security, as these are the factors to help maintain a safe and unharmed environment for the digital healthcare industry to operate in. The MedixSys data breach showed how fragile digital healthcare systems can be without proper protection. To prevent such crises, organizations must focus on strong security policies, clear security goals, and reliable physical safeguards. Let's explore how these elements work together to protect patient trust and safety. The first and most critical policy is governance and leadership. Healthcare technology providers must establish a Chief Information Security Officer and a Security Operations Center. These are not just titled, they represent accountability, continuous oversight, and strategic direction. Without strong leadership, risks go unnoticed, vulnerabilities stay unpatched, and responses times lag. A governance-driven culture transforms cybersecurity from an afterthought into a business priority. The second essential policy is proper encryption and key management. In MedixSys's case, encryption failed because the keys were stored carelessly on the same server. Strong policies require secure key vaults, hardware security modules, and separation of duties so no single administrator can unlock sensitive data unchecked. When managed properly, encryption ensures that even if attackers steal databases, the information remains unreadable and useless to them. Every security policy works toward three fundamental goals: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality ensures patient data is private and accessible only to authorized staff. Integrity guarantees that medical records are accurate and tamper-proof. And availability means data is always accessible when patients' health depends on it. Together, these goals provide the foundation for trust in healthcare technology. Security is not just about software. Physical security is equally important. Data centers hosting patient records must use biometric access, 24/7 monitoring, and controlled entry to prevent unauthorized tampering. Devices like servers and backup drives should be locked in secure racks, and old hardware should be destroyed properly to prevent data leaks. Physical security also ensures resilience. Redundant power, fire suppression systems, and disaster recovery sites keep operations running, even during outages or natural disasters. In healthcare, downtime isn't just inconvenient, it can delay treatment and cost lives. Strong physical safeguards guarantee that patient data remains safe, available, and reliable at all times.
By focusing on leadership-driven governance, secure encryption practices, clear security goals, and strong physical protections, healthcare providers can transform digital risks into digital trust. For MedixSys and for the industry at large, the lesson is simple. Security must be holistic, or patient care will always remain vulnerable. In today's healthcare, patient records are no longer locked inside physical cabinets. They are stored on cloud servers, shared between clinics, and accessed through connected devices. While this digital transformation improves efficiency, it also creates new risks. Patient records are some of the most sensitive data in the world. They contain medical histories, diagnoses, prescriptions, and billing details. Hackers know this, and once stolen, such information can't simply be changed like a password. This is where encryption becomes essential. Encryption works by scrambling readable data into an unreadable form, making it meaningless without the right decryption key. It acts as a digital lockbox, ensuring that even if attackers break into a system, the information they steal remains useless. In short, encryption turns stolen data into noise, protecting patients, clinics, and providers from devastating consequences. But encryption is only as strong as its management. In the MedixSys breach, keys were stored on the same server as the data, like locking a safe, but leaving the key taped to the door. To avoid this, healthcare providers must store keys securely in key vaults and enforce strict access controls. Modern standards such as AES 256 for stored records and TLS 1.3 for data transit provide strong protection. With proper key management and updated algorithms, encryption ensures data stays both at rest and in motion, preserving trust across the healthcare system. For MedixSys and the healthcare industry at large, the lesson is clear. Encryption is not optional. When applied correctly, it protects patients, preserves trust, and ensures compliance. Strong encryption, combined with sound governance, is the cornerstone of safe and resilient healthcare systems. In conclusion, the MedixSys case shows us one powerful truth. In healthcare, security is not just about protecting data, it's about protecting people. Every patient record represents a life, a story, and a trust that must not be broken. Strong security policies, clear goals, physical safeguards, and encryption together create a defense that keeps that trust intact. By learning from this breach, organizations can move forward with systems that are not only efficient but also resilient. In the end, cybersecurity in healthcare isn't just a technical requirement. It's a promise of safety, reliability, and care.